Are you searching for personal development, motivation, self-help, success? Kim Kiyosaki. Well, you've come to the right place. Hang on.
Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you can also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Kim Kiyosaki is a famous American author and businesswoman. She is famously known for her book Rich Woman and also for being the spouse of Robert Kiyosaki. She's an inspiration for women all over the world because she's on the list of self-made millionaire women in the world. Now, if you're thinking about starting your own business, listen up. Here's Kim.
And a lot of people are addicted to that paycheck. They're so afraid to venture out on their own and not have the security of that paycheck. You know, a lot of times we say if you have a full-time job, keep your full-time job, start a part-time business and work it and work it and work it. Look at what you do in your spare time. And people go, I have no spare time. Well, yes, you do. If you broke it out, how much are you watching TV? How much are you on your iPhone, playing video games, doing things that really are not important? And take that time and channel it into the business that you want to create.
Look, all of these, because it's a mindset that is baked into you the wrong way ever since you're a kid.
Yeah.
You look at your parents, you look at the world, you look at this. It's very hard to unlearn that stuff.
It is. And you know, they say like 50% of businesses fail. And I think what happens for a lot of first-time business owners, they're coming out of a job. So they're coming out of an employee mindset. And I know this one guy, for example, in Phoenix, Arizona, and he decided he was going to start his own business. And he had been an employee all his life. So what's the first thing he does? He goes and rents a nice office space. Then he buys all the nice furniture. Then he gets a secretary. He hasn't made not $1, and he spends all this because he thinks that's what an entrepreneur looks like. Versus, go make the money first, then go rent your office. If you even need an office, start out of your home. We all started, all the entrepreneurs, successul entrepreneurs I know, all started out of their home.
Yeah, you know, we did too here in London.
There you go. Cash Flow board game was created on our dining room table.
Right.
You know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad was written in our house. So I think that employee mindset, and if you are an employee, if you can get that entrepreneurial mindset even as an employee, oh my gosh, you're going to be so much more valuable to the owner of your company because you're going to think the way they think. You know, for me, I had the paycheck, and my dad was in corporate America, and he was in sales, and I was always taught, get the pay raise. If I'm working an hourly rate, work more hours, raise my hourly rate. It was always focused on making more income. The shift for me came finally after I was on my 10th or 12th property. Finally, I'm like, don't keep focusing on that paycheck and that income. Focus on acquiring assets. And that was a big shift. Instead of focusing on acquiring income, I shifted it to acquiring assets, and then the assets create the income. That was a big change for me.
That's awesome. Now, for more from Kim Kiyosaki, simply search YouTube. And be sure to check out the website richdad.com. You'll find a link to Kim's bio there. Her famous book, Rich Woman, is available at her website and or Amazon.com. And I'll be sure to leave a link in the show notes. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today you've been hanging out with Kim Kiyosaki. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show. And thanks a million for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bollock. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at GeorgeBollock.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollock. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.